This Born Alive bill would require doctors to provide life-saving care to any sort of fetus that is born from a failed abortion. We've talked to abortion rights supporters who say, you know, look, this doesn't happen. This isn't actually a real thing.
This Philadelphia doctor, who gave abortions to minorities, immigrants, and poor women, has been charged with 8 counts of murder. It's in connection with the deaths of a patient and 7 babies who were born alive and then killed.
From the Victorian and Queensland health reports, we can see that 724 babies have been born alive and left to die without any legal rights to mandatory care following a failed abortion.
Across the Roman world, wailing at the sides of roads or on rubbish tips, babies abandoned by their parents were a common sight. Others might be dropped down drains, there to perish in their hundreds. The odd eccentric philosopher aside, few had ever queried this practice. Indeed, there were cities who by ancient law had made a positive virtue of it, condemning to death deformed infants for the good of the state. Sparta, one of the most celebrated cities in Greece, had been the epitome of this policy, and Aristotle himself had lent it the full weight of his prestige. Girls in particular were liable to be winnowed ruthlessly. Those who were rescued from the wayside would invariably be raised as slaves. Brothels were full of women who, as infants, had been abandoned by their parents, so much so that it had long provided novelists with a staple of their fiction. Only a few peoples, the odd German tribe, and inevitably the Jews, had stood aloof from the exposure of unwanted children. Pretty much everyone else had always taken it for granted, until that was the emergence of a Christian people.